watching Make It Rain on VSiN, the sports betting network.
We're back here on Make It Rain, here on VSiN. I'm the prop queen, Ariel Epstein. It is a big night in the NBA because why haven't we said that the entire last few weeks of the year? Because we have got the NBA draft. It's out in Barclays in Brooklyn, starting 8 p.m. Eastern time. And here on VSiN, we only bring on the best of the best. The people that know what the hell they are looking for and talking about. And that is exactly who is coming on next because he knows how to spot talent. Former college basketball coach, Marquette, Indiana, Georgia, Final Four, Big Ten champions, Big Ten Coach of the Year, Mr. Tom Crean joining the show. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I appreciate that intro. It makes my day. That's great.
Hey, listen, you're out there on the floor, you're at Barclays. We're very excited to get all your insights because here on VSiN, people like to get a little action down when they can bet the NBA draft. And I know people could hear you over on SiriusXM's NBA radio, but we've got a huge draft ahead with Cooper Flagg. Pretty much solidified going number one to the Dallas Mavericks. First off, how surprised were you after the Luka trade that all of a sudden Dallas gets number one in the lottery?
Well, was definitely surprised, but in full disclosure, my son is on the coaching staff there, and so I was really excited for him. He's starting his fourth year with the Mavericks. So when that came about, I felt good for the Mavericks, felt even better for him. And I think Cooper Flagg is going to end up, watching how that program has unfolded, watching my son be in there for 3 years. I think that program is in a really good place. Obviously, they took a lot of public hits on the Luka trade, and maybe it wouldn't have been that way if Anthony Davis didn't get hurt inside the first game. But I think this is a great fit for Cooper Flagg. I think they're a great fit for him. It's a really good place to live, and I think he's as ready as anybody in this draft to step in and be able to be a really solid contributor. He doesn't have to be great right away, but he's got to be solid and he's got to be able to impact winning, and I think he'll do that.
What is it about Cooper Flagg that makes him so NBA ready?
Well, I think there's a maturity. He's young. He's 18 and didn't turn that to during the season. You can see the maturity. He's got like just an aura around him. Like he raises people's energy levels. He plays hard. He's active. He doesn't ever seem to me to play in a way that would make the attention shift to him, like he's shooting too many shots or not playing as hard on defense. Like every time I've seen him play, going back to high school, seeing games this year, obviously I covered the Carolina at Duke game for Westwood One, so I got to see him practice. Like I thought his walkthrough was tremendous, like locked in, and then all of a sudden you find out that he'd been sick. And that day, and you would have never known. That's hard for an 18-year-old. But I think the body, the shoulders that he has, he's got good length. He's got really good quickness. He can pass the ball. He's become a much better shooter, and he will stick his nose in there every time. And I think that's how you get on the floor early in the NBA.
It's crazy when you look at the odds and you can see that Cooper Flagg is minus 10,000 to go first overall. Then you've got Dylan Harper at minus 10,000 to go second overall out of Rutgers. What is it about Dylan Harper that makes him second best in this draft?
Well, I think he's got great positional size, for a point guard. It makes a lot of sense for San Antonio with the other guards that they have inside of that team, especially with Steph Castle and his size. But he can make shots. He can get downhill. He's very aggressive defensively. I think he'll get better there. He can get anywhere he really wants to go with his left hand, and he can get in the paint. He can get to the rim. He can get the pull up. He's got the step back. I think he's become a better 3-point shooter. But he has all the competitiveness and the basketball instincts that you need at that age, and I think he's going to get a lot better because I think his shooting range is going to increase. He's going to have to get better with his right hand. And believe it or not, he gets a lot of credit for being a really good passer. I think he can get even better. And I think once he gets into NBA-style offenses with the ball screens, he's going to show that.
The Spurs are a really fun young team, and Tom Crean, former college basketball coach, joining us on the show. The Spurs, they got De'Aaron Fox, but then unfortunately Victor Wembanyama goes down with his season-ending injury. However, if Wemby does make his comeback, Fox is out there, you have a top draft pick. How are you going to see Harper impact the Spurs team?
Well, I think it's going to be important that he comes in and just impacts winning, even if he doesn't have the ball, because you have De'Aaron Fox. Certainly, you have Steph Castle, who did a great job last year, Rookie of the Year. There's some similarities in size to those two, where Harper's probably a better shooter coming in. But I think it just gives you so many different ways to play defensively. You know, with the size of a Harper, with the size of a Castle, they can do a lot of mixing and matching. They can play. They can play opposite of each other on the court at the same time, which I think is going to be big. And I think that 14th pick is going to be good for them too. Like, I'd be shocked if they kept that pick and Johan Berenji is still sitting there at 14 from France. I could see that easily being their pick at 14. And there's a guy that he may go higher. I don't think he's going to go much lower, but he's only been playing basketball for 4 years. He's over 7 foot. He's 18 years of age. He's long, he's athletic, he's active. He's got a long way to go with his shooting and maybe even his offense. But when it comes to rebounding, defending, being a lob threat, I think that's the kind of guy that can help Wemby. And by mid-year is giving Wemby somebody else that can play in the post.
Hey, I would love to see it for the Spurs because I was really let down when Wemby went down with his injury. They were a ton of fun to watch, but they got that pick from Atlanta for the 14th pick, the Spurs. Atlanta is thinking of trading up to the 3 spot. I saw some reports that they're interested in potentially trading with the 76ers. How much could you see that happening, Tom?
Oh, I could see anything happen. I think 3 could be up for grabs. I think 5 could be up for grabs, and really anything past that. And who knows what Charlotte's going to do. I have to believe that Philadelphia either knows what they're going to do and they don't need to make a trade, or they're still trying to get some value out of that pick in case somebody wanted a VJ Edgecombe or a Ace Bailey. But I think it's going to be an interesting night. I really do. I think there's going to be movement. I think you'll see some picks moving. You never know. There could be blockbusters tonight. So there's definitely a lot of scuttlebutt and talk, and obviously the Celtics aren't done yet. I saw the same thing you saw with Paul George being in that rumor. Yesterday was a good precursor to what I think today will be, and certainly started with the Durant trade.
Yeah, it's crazy to see Porzingis, Durant, and then we were hearing there's not a lot of players available this summer, so wait for 2026, but yet it seems anybody could be going in this draft. And I want to bring you back to the Big Ten. It's where you had some really great years. We've seen Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey as well out of Rutgers. Ace Bailey, he's viewed as the 3rd best prospect in this draft. His camp's trying to get him a preferred destination, so nobody really knows where he's going to land in the top 10. Where's his best fit?
You know what? In this group, I don't know if there is a best fit for him. I really don't. Now, he's going to go high, and I think the smart play is to pick him because, Cooper Flagg is going to be a real star. Dylan Harper's got that potential. There's others, VJ Edgecombe maybe, but a lot of these guys in this draft, I think it's a very deep 8 to 10 year NBA career type of draft. But I'm not sure there's those bona fide just going to break out and be stars. I think Carter Bryant, who left Arizona after 1 year, could be that. With that being said, Ace Bailey is one of those guys. Like, there's some risk, but the reward could be with that offensive ability and his ability to shoot if he gets to the right place. And that's going to be key. And so I really don't know what that fit is. I think people believe it's going to be Washington, fall into 6. We'll see if that actually happens. But he's got to get somewhere where he really buys into the fact that this is going to be a process. And the next 1.5 to 2 years are going to be huge for the future of his game.
Tom Crean, before I let you go, in about 30 seconds, what is your biggest surprise, wild card, crazy take that could happen tonight in the NBA draft?
Carter Bryant in the top 10 from Arizona. I think that one's a big one to me. I really do. I think people are potentially trying to move up to get him. I think he's impressed a lot of people in his pre-draft workouts. He's going to be a tremendous shooter. He's got as quick a hands as anybody in this draft, and I think he's on the verge. He could be an all-defensive team player as early as anybody in this draft outside of Cooper Flag.
Tom Crean, make sure to hear him on SiriusXM NBA Radio's draft coverage all week long from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern. Justin Termini, Eddie Johnson, NBA Radio, Channel 86. Tom, thank you so much for coming on with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Enjoy the night.